children living with disabilities, he creates a space where they are not overlooked but uplifted, where their abilities are nurtured and their confidence restored. But this impact goes even further. For young girls forced to miss school because they cannot afford sanitary pads, Michael steps in, not as an authoritative figure, but as a guardian who understands that education must never pause for hardship. With every act of kindness, every quiet intervention, he is rewriting futures, ensuring that no child is left behind and no dream is denied. Because for Michael Korletey, teaching is not just a profession, it is a calling to protect, to uplift, and to restore hope.
This is Michael Korletey, who is a teacher at Odumase Presby JHS. We are in a community where we have to be each other's keeper, especially if you are a teacher, where you get involved with different kinds of personalities, children coming from different backgrounds, children coming from different homes. So we are all experiencing the inclusive education. So as a result of that, most of these kids actually fend for themselves. If you were here on Wednesdays, I don't think you come and meet the number we are meeting today, because it's a major market day here in Agomanya. Some of these students on Wednesdays unfortunately had to skip school, go to the markets, and then most of them push wheelbarrow, and that is what they use to fend for themselves. So as a teacher, if you are teaching students of this nature, it's only fair that you get closer to them, you let them know that, hey, it is part of life, whatever they are going through is part of the struggle. That should even give them the motivation to learn, so that in future they grow up to become responsible adults. Together with my colleagues, we have majority or a few of these students who are going through these peculiar problems. Inside, these are things we do behind the scene, and therefore it usually do not come out.
Our colleague and friend, Michael Korletey, really helped the kids behind us in those days before the government came in with the initiative. Yes, you could see that most of the girls always want to approach him, not knowing he'd been helping. And then even some even gave him titles like my #1 teacher. Why? Because when they are into their menses or those stuff, they don't feel shy to go. It's not about those days that we feel that when you are menstruating, you need to go to the females or whatever. This one, he has bridged the gap.
Growing up through the hard way and coming to actually meet kids who are also going through similar situations, you can only have a feel of what they are going through, and that is where the motivation is coming from.
Sir Korletey is the kindest teacher we have ever had in Odumase Presby, and he helps us in many ways. He motivates us to learn, especially with the ladies. He tells us that any challenge that we are facing, we should come to him and he will help us. And some of us too, we don't bring money to school. Sir Korletey gives us money to buy food, and he even, and sometimes too, he provides sanitary pads for us, the ladies.
If we are not coming through and these kids are left on their own, motivating themselves becomes very difficult. It will interest you to know some of them even don't have the will to even perform homeworks that we give out. I sit them down and tell them my story, tell them what I went through growing up. And so for me to rise to get to this position, they can also do the same. And that is the motivation for me that keeps me doing what I keep doing for these kids.
It has impacted so much on the students, especially those who are going to the second cycles now. It's impacted a lot.
Sir Korletey help us through the science. During me, sometimes I find it difficult in the science class, so sometimes he provide the past questions for us to solve. He sometimes advise us on how to resist boys from disturbing us. God be bless him for his hard work.
Korletey is a kind teacher. He helps us and assists us in our difficult times. He even brought past questions, BC of 2024 and 2025, for us to learn and prepare ahead of time. He helps us in some times of our needs. He helps the students, those who lost their parents. He helps those who are needy, those who goes to the market to go and sell, push the trackers to get income. He also helps us to learn. He encourages us always to speak good English. Sometimes we just want to play. We think that learning is distracting us, but he encourages us to learn so that one day we become responsible people.
Investing in human resources is something that yield dividends in some years to come. And so growing up and seeing them, majority have passed through our hands. Most of them have completed their tertiary education, and you could see how impactful it has been on their lives. That's what we are continuing with. So that I always tell them, my wish for them is to get to the hospital at my old age and meet one of them as the doctor or one of them as the nurses who can easily see me and say, hey, this is my teacher. And that is what keeps us going. That is what keeps motivating us, to let them know that we are putting our hope in them. Their parents are putting their hope in them. The teachers are putting their hope in them. And therefore, if they do anything contrary to catch up their education, they are going to disappoint not just themselves, their teachers, their parents, and even their community at large.
Anytime this man is on duty, children troop into the school as if there is the president of Ghana is coming to the school. And then in the classroom activities, what he does, we realize that the children are picking more, they are passing more in his subject.
My science teacher is Korletey. He cares for us so much. He provides us, if we get closer to him, he always advises us to learn. But if we misbehave, he will tell us that this thing you are doing, you stop so that you focus on your studies. He always helps us with our needs. He always supports us. He advises us mostly. He tells us stories about his life.
If the government can also come in and introduce the feeding of these children, not only at the primary level, but to the JHS, it will also help curtail some of the issues that we are currently going through.
Can talk about his kindness. There are many times, countless number of times that he buys food for some of the kids around. So most often you realize that during break time, especially the kids from the primary, you see them running around his table just because they are waiting for food. And this one is a sign that the children, it urges the children to come to school.
Michael Korletey chooses to see, to care, and to act. His story reminds us that true education goes beyond the